to another podcast show. Recording number 2 for today of VRPC World's Flemington Town Crier. I'm your host, Leonardo Perez, and you can see the nice greenery picture that I took. I can't find my statue picture, but just a matter of time before I find it. And we'll be covering a couple of topics, and performance level is pretty good, so I'm hoping for it to continue and be able to record a decent podcast. Now, let me make sure that my sound levels are correct. The last time I checked, the music was sometimes a little bit louder, so we'll bring that down. And here I am. That's our contact information that you can find me on Twitter, many of you, at Leo. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Sorry. Spelt it. Bad. It's Leoperez. Sorry about that. Typo. And there's my logo because we're live. And of course, I'm from another show. My ranting. Angry race, because I bring up issues that not necessarily bring cheery, glowy, happy, joy feelings, but they must be said. And it's been a while since I've been on. I was going to have the show podcasted or recorded and then transmitted on the internet, posted on the internet on a monthly basis, but things were fortunate for me to do quite a few podcast shows. Last being the dedication to a special person that is a part of Flemington history, Paul Robeson. Who would know? I mean, geez, this guy was not only just famous in the local area, state, or the United States. He was world renowned, and at a time where racism, yes, racism, I know you guys don't want to hear that ugly word, was rampant. And don't be confused, it's not all gone. In fact, there's been a resurgence of it in lately throughout the United States, including the town of Flemington. Although, thank God, it is not a common factor. But the racist people, or the racist, try, oh boy, do they try to hide their hidden agenda. Anyway, you're listening to some music in the background. It's not copyrighted or anything. It's just some background music. I don't know how long it's going to last. When it runs out, then you'll be just listening to me and the hiss or noise that comes along with it. So anyway, again, my name is Leonardo Perez. This is Flemington, Flemington Town Crier. I'm recording from my beautiful studio here in the beautiful town of Flemington. And it is Monday, the 18th of March, 2013. I don't know what the episode number is, but I'm sure that you'll know it soon enough when it's posted on YouTube. My favorite dumping zone. All right, so there's a little information here. The Flemington Town Crier, me, your host, feeling a lot better than lately. And what do we got here? We got some sort of background noise. I'm going to be reading some information to you, courtesy of the historic Flemington News, dated March 2013. This is the official newsletter of the borough of Flemington. Now, there's a message from the mayor, and some of you may have received this newsletter, some of you may not, but just for the record, let's go through it. It says here, "Dear neighbor, on behalf of the borough of Flemington, it is my pleasure as mayor to be delivering the official borough newsletter to you." Oh, I think this is the first one. "This is an exciting time for Flemington. With the Union Hotel redevelopment project in progress, the opening of close to 40 new businesses in the past year, talk of a downtown performing arts center underway, and much more. Though recent economic times have been tough, oh boy, have they, making our jobs as municipal officials even ever more challenging, as mayor, I am energized every day about the way that we're managing efforts in these tough times, such as that we can continue to provide quality services for your tax dollars. Of course, the most important resource we have, and the primary reason we're so good at what we do, is our people, employees and volunteers alike. Volunteers are needed, by the way. I'll talk about that in a minute. Our staff across all departments is the backbone of our efforts, and to a person, they strive to add value every day to make your interaction with us professional and pleasant. If you're ever inclined to pass along your thoughts about your interactions with our staff or about the borough issues, whether it be a compliment or a concern, okay, I encourage you to reach out to me directly on my cell phone. Oh, she's going to give her cell phone number? Should I do this? She wrote it on the newsletter. Well, 908-244-8288. It's 908-244-8288. Your feedback is important to me and to the entire borough family. Now, in the few meetings that I have been, the recent few meetings that I have been, I found the mayor to be pretty good. Not bad, you know. I've got nothing negative to say about Miss Edwards, and hopefully I will never have to. Let's see. It says here, volunteers needed. The borough organizations listed below need volunteers. Can you spare a few hours of your time to give back to your community? If so, call Borough Hall at 908-782-8840, extension 220, or extension 222, or extension 223 to let us know. Thanks. There is a need in the fire department, probably volunteers, the Historic Preservation Commission, the Environmental Commission, and Media Tech. Media Tech. Wonder what that is. Needs an attorney and an accountant to serve on the board. There you go. So if you think you can help out and you meet their requirements, then hey, go for it. All right, it says here, and this is a topic that has been discussed several times, at least while I was there at the Borough Hall meetings. They call it planning board or something like that. To me, it's just city hall meetings or city meetings or whatever. Union Hotel redevelopment project takes step closer to reality. Oh, by the way, before I read this, I gotta give high five, whatever, kudos to the person in charge of the webcam that is recording the town hall meetings. It wasn't so good. So it looks a lot better. The only problem that I found with it, and nothing's perfect, is that you can't hear the people that attend the city hall meetings. You can hear the council members and the mayor pretty good, but you can't hear the people that are posing or commenting on things that are going on in the borough. Just thought. So I don't want to go there every time they have a planning board. I believe me, I've got other things to do. But I think I'm going to be forced to do so as long as my health holds out, in order to capture, like I've done in the past, so decent video recording. So anyway, thumbs up to the person in charge of the tech department for City Hall that controls the or sets up the webcam. Public information, it's recorded every time, and everything is public. I mean, you go to a public forum, it's public. We'll get to that later. Okay, Union Hotel redevelopment project takes steps closer to reality. The redevelopers of the Union Hotel are one milestone closer to realizing their goal of redeveloping the landmark hotel. At the end of 2012, the redevelopers Matt McPherson and Liam Burns completed the purchase of the hotel building and grounds. Additionally, they have recently purchased the Benzie restaurant located at the Shops at Flemington, along with the liquor license formerly associated with the Union Hotel. Soon, the redevelopments will finalize their redevelopment agreement with the borough, which will act as a roadmap for the completion of the project. More details to follow in the upcoming issues. Okay, let's see what else we got. You know what? Let's stop there because I need to comment on this. The Union Hotel is the center point of the town. Where it goes, the town goes. When it's closed and looking dumpy, so does the town. It's just the way it is. Most people or most residents here in Flemington realize that. And thank God they got a liquor license, and they got somebody who purchased the buildings, and hopefully, we don't know what the outcome in the end is going to be. Hopefully they're going to develop it in a way that is that gives justice to the town of Flemington. A sports bar wouldn't hurt, as many people has mentioned, with liquor. Let's see. Mayor establishes school security task force in the wake of Sandy Hook. Yeah, they spoke about this. They're providing security for the schools within the Flemington area. I think guards. I'm not sure if they're armed or not. I hope they are, and trained, and checked out to make sure that they don't have any emotional disturbing issues that are pending. Drug abuse, alcoholism, all that good stuff. Somebody almost normal. So that they don't go berserk and create another tragedy here locally. Please. But they have people that are hired to protect the lives and well-being of the children of Flemington. Okay, here's a quote that they have here. We've been discussing all of these issues for years prior to Sandy Hook, said the mayor, but particularly in the wake of the tragedy, we need to be certain we're doing all that we can to prevent a tragedy such as Sandy Hook from happening here. We place a police officer in Reading Fleming Intermediate School on the Monday morning following the Sandy Hook tragedy to reassure staff and students and to guard against any copycat incident. Thank God. The response from the students, parents, and school staff was one of course, of overwhelming appreciation. But that's only the beginning. In collaboration with Hunterdon County Prosecutor Anthony Kearns, we continue to discuss with school administrators the prospect of placing a school resource officer in the school, which addresses multiple priorities, not the least of which is providing a positive law enforcement role model and mentor for young people. Definitely. And of course, we continue to work hard to equip and train our police so that they are prepared to respond to such a tragedy in the event that it occurs here. Oh, never, please, never. We're committed to pursuing these strategies until we achieve our goal, to do all we can to prevent a tragedy such as Sandy Hook from happening in Flemington. All right. Borough proposes to change trash and recycling pickup day effective April 1st to save more than $10,000 annually. Considering all the numbers that I saw in one of the meetings, this is not a hell of a lot of money. Although, hey, give me 10,000. I won't be able to pick up anything, not in my medical condition. Let's see. It says here, trashes are going to be collected from Wednesdays. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The borough is proposing to modify the day on which trash and recycling are collected from Wednesdays and Fridays to Thursdays for both services to save the town more than $10,000 annually. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what else. You should get one of these. I don't know where you can pick one up. They should have these available at City Hall for any resident to pick up or anybody curious. Sewer service rate structure modified to address needs of sewer department and property owners. Sewer. I guess that includes our drinking water that keeps on getting a negative report from the federal government from having arsenic. And we keep on getting that little white sheet of paper in our post boxes or mail boxes saying that although the drinking water is safe to drink, arsenic levels have been found a little bit higher than the federal levels. And then everybody, of course, doesn't want to drink the tap water, and they go to the local Walmart or ShopRite or whatever and pick up drinking water. I know very few people who do not pick up drinking water and do not drink the tap water. It says here, gallons used annually, fixed fee per unit, total fee per unit. Okay, for questions on the new fee structure, contact the Water and Sewer Department Clerk Kathy Beyonce. I hope I pronounced it right, Kathy. At 908-782-8840. That's 908-782-8840. Or email at kbianci@historicflemington.com. That's one word, historicflemington.com. Office hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. To speak to a councilman, Phil Valella, I hope I'm pronouncing the Valella? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Phil. Or Councilman John Gorman, who serves on Public Works Committee, call 908-782-8840. That's 908-782-8840. Or reach them by email at pvella@historicflemington.com and JGORMAN@historicflemington.com. I guess email for each one of them, each one of the council members. Let's see what else we got here. We're at 19 minutes. We're not doing so bad. Borough bids Mine Street Drainage Improvement Project. Okay, the Mine Street Drainage Project promising relief to homeowners there is out to bid after easements across private property were secured that were required before the project could begin. Residents in the affected area had been experiencing higher than normal volumes of water around and in their homes since before Hurricane Irene. But only in connection with Irene did it become apparent that an underground drainage pipe or unknown origin located on private property off of Mine Street had become damaged. Wow. I'm going to the end. On February 7, 2013, the borough received the final signed easements required to begin the project. I hope that's right. The borough opened bids for the project on March 7th, 2013. The work is expected to begin in April. Borough to host community open house on the first Wednesday of each month. Beginning April 3rd, the mayor and the borough clerk will host a community open house at the Borough Hall on the first Wednesday of each month from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Refreshments will be served. There'll be fun giveaways and few surprises each month. The mayor will be available to meet one-on-one with residents and business owners on the hour and half hour. No appointment is necessary. Stop in on April 3rd to see our newly renovated Borough Hall. Huh? If you haven't already seen it, to say hello to our friendly staff, have some refreshments. Wait a minute. Sorry, comma. And to generally find out how we've become the friendliest hometown in New Jersey, call 908-782-8840. That's 908-782-8840, extension 220, 222, and 223 for details. Borough Flemington, 38 Park Avenue, Flemington, New Jersey, 08822. And their website, www.historicflemington.com. For more information, they're located on Facebook and Twitter. So that is it. There's the newsletter, the first one, I believe, right? It's nice to see it on paper. Of course, I was mentioning the mayor, the council president, Vil Villela, council vice president, Brian Wingle. Okay, and the rest of them on the bottom in bold. I hope you're able to read it, depending on the resolution that's provided. So far, thumbs up for my service provider. We're getting a good signal, although I have no idea how it's going to come out. So I'm going to tell it to save it on my computer so I can see if it gets distorted like it was the last one. Now, let's see. I am your Flemington Town Crier, whether you like it or not. Sorry. Some people don't like the idea that I bring up issues about Flemington and criticize services, things that are going on in the small town. But I'm trying to be, in my own way, helpful in pointing out things that are not so good and hopefully get them to get better. Our town is small. According to the last meeting I went to, is in a little over 4,000 residents. That's the ones that are, should I say, legally here or counted, whatever. But if you were to count all of the residents, I'm sure the number would be much more higher. Physical presence. That is one topic that I wanted to talk about. My neck is killing me, so I'm going to lay back and leave the town crier running. But before I do that, let me just mention that your donations are appreciated. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, finding cures, saving lives. Contact them for your help. Donate. They always need help. Okay, let's see. What the heck? Borough Flemington. There was some other stuff that I needed to contact. We'll go through that later. All right. Okay. Well, first of all, I was surprised to find out that this tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, up New Jersey, had such so much historic value and past, and not to mention someone worldwide famous, Paul Robeson. Now, I made an attempt to make a dedication last time, and unfortunately the audio was not exactly what you call very loud, so you'd have to probably turn up the volume. But what town? I mean, how many towns in New Jersey or throughout the United States can claim that they have or they had a celebrity that was raised in the town of Flemington, was a part of the town of Flemington, and became world renowned in a time when the individual's color and race was frowned upon here in the United States, and he beat all the odds and became very, very famous, not just here in the United States, but throughout the world. So I'd invite you to look up Paul Robeson, good times and bad times he went through, and see what he did, who he was. And kudos to the town of Flemington for inspiring somebody such as himself. Nobody's an angel, okay? So I'm not claiming this guy's a saint or anything like that, but he was world famous, and he's associated with the town of Flemington in one way or another. So anyway, going back to the town crier, what is it that I wanted to say? Yes, it's regarding our minorities, so to speak, in the town of Flemington. We have an African American or black population here in the town of Flemington. We have a very large Hispanic population, and everybody here in Flemington is aware of it. And many of the so-called lifers or long-term residents, not many, a few, resent the idea that they're being taken over by these so-called outsiders. And of course they waive the or they bring up the cause or the topic that they are legal aliens and they have no right here in the United States and they should be treated as such, as criminals. Here's the problem that you people don't seem to understand, you racist idiots. Sooner or later, the so-called illegal aliens, to which the majority are Hispanics, will become legal. Whether you like it or not, you know it's coming down. And when that happens, chances are the political atmosphere or your ability as an idiot to complain, as a racist as you are, is going to cease. And you'll have to move out and say goodbye to your lovely town, or at least the one that you call lovely. I always call it lovely. I love diversity, and I have no fear with the Hispanic community. Being Hispanic myself, I realize some of the ins, outs, and good times and bad times that they have. Nobody's a saint. I'm not claiming that they are all saintly and good, loving people. They are not. Just like you guys are not, you racist bastards. Oh boy, I'm being bad, huh? Town crier, huh? But sooner or later, you're going to have to deal with the fact that they're going to be legal. And when they do, and they vote, the whole atmosphere, the whole outlook of the political powerhouse within Flemington is going to change for the better or the worse, whether you like it or not. So wouldn't it be prudent, smart, logical for you to get off your high horse as a racist mother or whatever and stop your crap? Okay? Flemington, in its past, in its very long past, supported the Union in the Lincoln era and the Civil War, not the South. Not to say that the Union or the North were saints all, but they stood for something much more better and long-lasting than being racist. And wouldn't it do it justice for our town of Flemington for you to stop acting the racist that you are? You try to hide it, but it's very apparent. I've seen it in town hall meetings, unfortunately, and it's just a damn shame. It's just a damn shame. Some of you may be confused. Maybe you're, brainwashed by the teetotalers, Tea Party idiots that try to call Flemington their home. Um, don't. Open up your mind. Start thinking for yourselves, and stop letting other racist bastards think for you. Okay? They're not going to help you. They're not going to make your life any better. All they're going to do is make your life very grim and bitter. I can speak from experience. I got to have a little comedy with a topic like this. You got to. At least I have a little bit of a laugh. So, Latin community is growing. The black community is growing very slowly. We have residents here in the town of Flemington that have called Flemington their home for a very long time. Maybe not decades and decades or generations after generation, although some do. But I personally call the state of New Jersey my home. All of it. All part of New Jersey. Be it from Paterson, New Jersey, Newark, Jersey City, Franklin Township, Somerset, Bound Brook, Somerville, Bridgewater, Manville, Hillsborough. I mean, geez, I used to drive around as a kid through Flemington in the old days. I mean, they used to call, this was my backyard practically, so to speak. You had a car and you were 17, at least at the time that I was driving, and you drove everywhere and you went everywhere. I even worked here for the town of Flemington at one time. So I may have not lived here all my life, nor my grandfather or great-grandfather, but I call it home. I call it home, and it's a comfortable town to live in. It's a nice town to live in, and we got some very, very decent people here. Sometimes confused into thinking things that times and racial divides tend to make you unwise. Time is coming, okay? Time is coming. End of the world. No, we missed that, the meteor, didn't we? So the Hispanic community is becoming more and more present, especially in the town of Flemington, and sooner or later, whether you like it or not, they will become part of our community full-time, 24/7. I mean, politically and every other which way. So wake up, smell the roses, and stop your bull. So let's see, what other thing that's going on? Oh yeah, there was one individual, I think I mentioned it, actually there were two people, that didn't appreciate the fact that I was video recording the town hall meeting. And the mayor's counsel, or rather attorney, pointed out the fact that I was within my rights to do so. And that as long as I didn't freak out and have an epileptic seizure or start spitting out fire out of my rear end, I was allowed to record. I was quietly there, but these people were really insistent. Robert and the like. You're welcome to see the videotape that I recorded. I didn't expect to stay at that one meeting that long, but because you brought the subject up, of course, some of my friends know that, I stayed there until the batteries ran dead. Just for spite. Crossed my hands and let the camera record everything that was said. And I had to do a little tweaking. But I am surprised at the fact that some so-called smart people in our town, this individual looked like he had some level of intelligence, would object to a recording of a public meeting. This is not a private gang meeting or club meeting. This is a public meeting of the town. And everything and anything you do in a public forum first of all, you're responsible. You can't flash, and it is available to everyone. Everyone. Now, the fact that the camera was not recording properly made it difficult for any viewer to see exactly what was going on. But if they wanted to find out what the town talked about and everything, I would imagine there were minutes or anything. But usually these things are very difficult for the common person to follow up on. Nothing is more clear than a video and hearing a town hall meeting. So for you two people who objected to my presence, crawl in a rock and hide, because every public meeting that is out there, or every public show or whatever, is subject to be documented by news reporters, by bloggers, and by idiots like me. Now, I didn't stretch anybody's heads out or put weird things in their faces, or try to change things that were said. All I did was record, and you, the viewer, can be the judge of it. I thought I'd have to cover this topic because I let it off a bit in the last podcast show that I recorded. And hey, listen, I have no problem with you guys that objected. If you have an idea, bring it up to the public forum and present it to the city council. If they feel it's appropriate, they'll approve it. If they don't, they won't. But for clarity's sakes, public meetings such as town hall meetings are for the public, unless the individual who's recording or in the presence of the town hall meeting is creating a disturbance. And I totally agree with the lawyer that was there. Smart man, and very just city council to follow the wise decision or comments made by the attorney. So with that said, I think I'm going to close. But before I close, boy, I got something here that makes a really bad noise. I wonder what it is. I don't know. But I gotta hold it. Hold on. I gotta hold it to get rid of that hum. Okay. I thought I mentioned the fact that in the town of Flemington, I believe, I wonder if they're part of the town of Flemington. After the Route 12 and Main Street intersection, you go toward, what is that, Route 12? Yep. And there's a Chamois Shine or a car wash. And I like going there. It's a great value. They have or they had something to do with charity, and I thought I'd mention it. I saw it. It said non-profit funding, and you can reach them at 610? I can't read it. Well, that phone number, okay? So just keep that in mind. And of course, the health van that keeps on appearing close by here to help out those people that have no insurance, which are a lot, to provide them with basic medical needs, checkups and x-rays, whatever. And they come here all the time. I believe they come here only on Wednesday, but I could be wrong. And you could check them out next time you're in the area. They're right off of North Main Street, near the or in front of the Hunted and Muse complex. And if you don't have insurance, come on by and have your health checked out. I believe they have pretty reasonable rates. I've contacted these people to see if I can at least interview them either on or off camera, but I have yet to hear a response. So they're in business. I mean, there's no fooling that. I mean, they're no charity, that's for sure. But they do provide a service that fills a niche. And of course, the Borough of Flemington can be contacted at the phone numbers you see there. You can go to their website for more information, the calendar. I hope crossing my fingers to be in the next town hall meeting, and hopefully recording, unless my health goes south again. And I welcome any and everyone in the area, in New Jersey or anywhere else, to come visit the historic town of Flemington and to always support our local businesses. If they treat you right, treat them right. Come back and support our businesses. And that's about it. I'm going to call it a day. And take care. Lee Perez. Leo Lee from the town of, the historic town of Flemington, New Jersey. Take care.